especially after he cut off all communication with the organization.
This is an interesting story.
Well, one trade destination that has been rumored is Golden State.
Yeah.
But the Warriors are reportedly, yes, internally divided on whether or not he would be a good fit.
Well, this is, by the way, they should be. Because he is a two-sided coin here. The defense is great.
Right.
The indifference is maddening.
Well, and is he going to be a good fit with Draymond Green? Because the trade scenario that they are suggesting doesn't include sending Draymond Green to Philadelphia. It's a different package. So it would be Draymond Green and Ben Simmons and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And Ben Simmons and Draymond Green are not shooters.
Well,
now Draymond isn't afraid to shoot, but he's not the shooter on that team.
What Draymond is a lot of the soul of the team.
Yes.
He's the tough guy. He's the bouncer.
Which is also a question of, is that going to work? Now, I think if there's not really a whole lot of good fits for Ben Simmons, if we really look at it. There's not a lot of places where he can just plug in and go. But Golden State has a good culture. They know how to win. They are winners. The people who have won are still there. So I do think if he did go to Golden State, they would be the team that I would have faith would make it work.
My concern is Draymond is so authentic and so brutally honest that he'll just confront Ben Simmons and say, bruh, that blankety-blank ain't going to work here. And Ben Simmons, who's been pampered his whole career, he's not going to be able to handle it. So it's not a criticism. Draymond is real. I mean, Draymond and Kevin Durant, do they get along? Do they not? Well, the truth is they still talk because they're like both authentic guys. Like Simmons does not appear to be the kind of guy that's going to be able to take massive criticism or abrupt opinion.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's tough love. Well, a report from the Philly Voice of the relationship between Ben Simmons and Doc Rivers suffered significant damage that some believe can't be repaired.
Now, say that again. What did you just say?
That the relationship between Ben Simmons and Doc Rivers is not repairable. That is a report from the Philly Voice. Some believe that it cannot be repaired.
Yeah, well, then he should be. Regardless of that, he doesn't work. Let's get him out of town.
They held on to the situation for too long. It's very obvious. They tried to force it, and this is why I think it's very important that the Mavs be very careful about what they do and what they put around Luka Doncic. You have Luka there. You have him signed now. Everything is not a good fit. Just because someone is a good player doesn't mean it's necessarily a good fit for your organization. Look for players, be a little patient, and put together things that work and complement each other. And personalities matter too. This didn't work, and now Philadelphia is kind of in a situation where they feel like they're going to try and get the most for him. And obviously Ben Simmons does still have a lot of value because of what he brings on the defensive side of the ball. But where is he going to fit? Where is he going to be able to plug in and be a winner when he is? If it's not Golden State, like where else is there the culture that they have there? So your guy, Jalen Suggs, number 5 overall pick, lighting up Summer League. He recorded a game-high 16 points.
He's looked great.
He has 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal during the Magic's 94-84 loss to the Cavs last night.
He went 5th.
I love your play-by-play, Sal.
He went 5th. What a mistake. Orlando, congratulations on the steal of an entire annual year of NFL hockey baseball draft. 5th.
It is a steal for Orlando. The other guys that have gone above him have been pretty good too. So I don't know that it was.
He looks so complete. This
putback dunk was the highlight of the game.
One of the great plays I've ever seen in league history.
He is playing great, though. I love Summer League now. It's so exciting.
Oh, it's been great. I watched more of it. It's really fun. Now, it's been around forever, but it didn't get hot until now. Now, the last 4 or 5 years, it's been crazy. Zion. So,
well, for everyone's talk about how, all the leagues are dying and go woke, go broke. Sports are the last live thing on television. And that has extreme value in a world where we are completely distracted and you have a million options for entertainment. If you want to watch something live, sports is there. So sports are at an absolute premium, more than they ever have been. So very smartly, the league started marketing Summer League. There you go.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love the Summer League.
Go woke, go broke.
I don't have a new one in yet. 3 days and counting. So I'm a little.
You don't have an Amazon account?
I know, it doesn't seem that difficult, does it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Like I said yesterday, We've already grown accustomed to bearded Colin, so.
Yeah, I mean, not shocking to the audience.
It's the summer, you know.
I look like Tom Hanks at the end of Castaways. You know, I'll eventually clean it up when I get off the island. But right now, I'm talking to volleyballs, and it's not look like I haven't shaved in a couple of days. So, you know, it's what the NFL does is, and I never like to be a buzzkill, the NFL offers, it's the sport of hope. Like in baseball, you know, we got no salary cap. So, I mean, the Dodgers can go out. They're already loaded and just go, we're going to buy Trade Turner and Max Scherzer. I mean, the bottom line is the Dodgers have more talent than virtually every roster in the sport. And they can just keep adding it. Depends on what the owners, how much they want to win or make this year. In the NBA, we all know that one or two great players, you're in the playoffs, and there's like a third of the league is not even competitive, and half of the league has no chance to win a title, probably more than that. But in the NFL, the floor, there's very few bad teams. Like Houston right now, if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, that's a bad football team. I think Philadelphia is going to be a pretty bad football team. You know, even Detroit, and they're not going to be a good football team. I mean, they have a quarterback who went to a Super Bowl, and Dan Campbell has coached before and won games. And from his comments yesterday, he's got a good roster of guys that he really likes. And I thought they had a very good draft, by the way. I thought the Lions had a very good draft. So I was critical. So because there's so much hope in the NFL, is that I don't want to be a buzzkill. I like all fan bases to be motivated and happy. It's nobody wants to buzzkill it. But I've said I have real doubts about Zach Wilson. And it's not just about Zach. Zach's clearly talented. He throws a beautiful football. He's got a nice arm. Looks a little small. You know, in college, I went to the games. He played the best coaches, Chris Peterson, Kyle Whittingham. He couldn't beat him. Beat a lot of bad teams. And it's like, you know, it's not a great conference he played in. They don't play a lot of defense out there. So here are the facts. In the last decade, on average, 4 quarterbacks are taken in the first round. Don't let those facts get in the way of your feelings. 4. It's about 3.5. We'll round it up. Make every person whole. It's 4. 1, on average, is a star. 2, it's bumpy. 1's a bust. Well, let's just go to recent history. Last year's quarterbacks, the first-round guys, right? Justin Herbert is the star. Tua and Burrow, it's bumpy. Joe Burrow's got a bad organization. Tua had a bad hip, and there's limitation. And Jordan Love, reports are not encouraging. I'll just leave it at that. True to form, that's kind of where we're at. So this draft had Trevor Lawrence with a great, now let's just think about this. Trevor Lawrence with a legendarily good offensive coach, Urban Meyer. We'll see if he segues, but I believe he's the most talented guy, and that's what scouts say. Trey Lance, Super Bowl roster, great offensive coach. Justin Fields got a very clever offensive coach that got Mitch Trubisky into the playoffs, and Mac Jones has the best coach ever. And then there's Zach Wilson with a rookie coach, a first-time play caller, and you tell me who's his best offensive teammate. Corey Davis, wide receiver, who was viewed largely as a bust. Tevin Campbell, bounce around the league running back. McKay Becton, a second-year left tackle. He is entering a really, really tough spot. I mean, even Andrew Luck, when he took over for those bad Colts teams, had T.Y. Hilton, an emerging star at receiver, and old Reggie Wayne, first year had 1,300 yards, and Bruce Arians, a veteran coach who had had success around the league as a coordinator for multiple teams. It's a tough spot for Zach Wilson. So it's like, oh, you don't think Zach will? Folks, we know what I'm about to say is true. We know what I'm about to say is true. Where you land will eventually decide your success, with very few exceptions. I mean, it's not a shock. Russell Wilson with Pete Carroll and that defense first couple of years, you don't think that helped Russell Wilson? That he didn't have to throw it 45 times his first couple of years? Where you land, Brady doesn't have the same success if he doesn't go to New England. If he goes to Jacksonville, he probably has 4 different coaches. So it's not anti-Zach Wilson. A little small to me, a little cocky.